Hello, everybody. Aether Salora here with another interview with a fabulous cosplayer known as
Alys Belyn.
And today we're going to be talking about how, as everybody I interview, how'd you get into cosplay from the beginning to how it is now, what's affected your life, and we'll go on with more of the questions as we go and showcase the actual pictures that she not only does just do cosplay. Found out just now she actually does modeling, which some of the pictures already seen. Fabulous work. Love them. I hope you all have a good time seeing the interview go, and let's get into it. So, first question, like I was saying, how'd you get into actual cosplay? What got you into it? Was an anime, friends? Go on to explain it. It's all yours.
I got into anime, or I got into cosplay when let's see, how old was I? Maybe like 25 or so. And it was just because I was dating someone who was like, oh, hey, like, let's watch this anime. And I was like, anime? Isn't that like for children? And I was like, I don't want to watch anime. Like, what's wrong with you? And they were like, no, it's like, you got to watch, like, this anime. And so I was like, okay, whatever. And the first one we watched was Death Note.
Ooh.
So I was like, the first episode in, I was like, okay, so this is not for children. So,
not that one. It's too deadly.
I was like, okay, so I started watching like a couple more like different animes, like Attack on Titan, and then I watched Black Butler, and then I was just like online trying to find like recommendations of like what to watch. I was like, well, I liked this one, so like what should I watch because I like that. And then I had stumbled across like adult people like dressed up, and so I asked my boyfriend at the time, I was like, what is this? Like, why are these people dressed up? And he's like, oh, it's cosplay. I was like, you mean to tell me that I can play dress up as an adult and it's not weird? And he's like, oh yeah, people do it all the time. Like, they go to conventions and stuff. I was like, what is a convention? So yeah, like we did, I did my first cosplay, I think it was for Phoenix Comic-Con.
Ooh.
And it was a Black Butler cosplay. It was just like the main character. It wasn't anything like too special. It was just like the pink dress that he wears at one point.
CL's I'm a Woman episode. How you doing?
It was the big pink dress, and I actually, my grandma handmade it for me because I didn't sew at that time. So the costume itself is really cool. I have the hat right here.
Dude, that's epic, Grandma! That is an epic Grandma. I love that.
Yeah, so I've got this hat is like literally just made out of cardboard. And she just glued fabric to it and then glued some lace and some flowers to it, and it just came out perfect.
All right. On the end right now, from what I'm seeing with the your camera quality, it seems like it's kind of lagging or it's kind of pixelating. Is everything good on your end?
Everything's fine on my end.
Oh, everything's fine on your end? Okay. I'm just double checking the live stream right now, and it's looking a little glitchy right now.
Yeah, that could just be Twitch, because Twitch does do that, because everything like my phone quality right now on the camera looks fine.
Right. Okay. We'll see if we have any other issues with that. But yeah, let's go on with some more of the questions here. As to, even with my lighting, I'm just like, you know what? We're turning this light off. So, as to like how cosplay is now in the modern day for you, due to also post-COVID and after COVID effect, how did that affect your cosplay experience through and after?
So this is like probably one of like very few times that I've cosplayed even since the pandemic, just because I've had no reason to. I've not gone anywhere. I've not gone to any cons. The only times I've gotten into cosplays a few times was like maybe to make a couple TikTok videos.
Yeah.
And then one of my Twitch streams, I did like a goal to do a cosplay stream, and that was about it. So like I haven't really done any cosplay since the pandemic started, but I was doing a lot prior to that. And then also this past year, I moved from Arizona to Iowa, and that was when did we move? In June. I left everything behind, and we got an RV, and we drove an RV up here, and we had to live in an RV for like 6 months or something, and we just got into our house. Like, so, you know, for a long time, I didn't have any of my stuff available to me. It was just sort of in a storage unit. And now I finally, all of my wigs and all of my costumes and all of my, you know, my sewing machine in the background.
You gotta love that exploration, and on top of that, quality has improved. I'm seeing no lag now. It must have just been a big, like, hey, we're gonna mess with you, prank you, quality time.
Oh, that happens to my Twitch streams too sometimes. It just, out of nowhere, will give up.
Right, and it's just like, hold on, guys, we got this. We'll figure it out. If we have to, there we go. How you doing? And then experiences during, like, with friends, family, support. You can even say, like, how did toxicity from the community affect you? How did positivity from everybody around you as well? Not even in the cosplay, but overall, how and what's got you to where you are with the effects of life affecting you, not related to COVID stuff, but just overall, how and what got you to where you are?
It's gonna sound terrible, but I just really like attention.
Hey, there's nothing bad about it.
I've always been a little bit more extroverted. I'm introverted with some things, but I've always loved to dress up. Growing up, I did classical ballet.
Ooh.
And so I also did theater in high school. So it's just, you know, doing cosplay and making costumes does just sort of feel more like a natural progression. Like, okay, you know, I'm too old to dance professionally now, and I can still at least have fun. I can dress up. I can wear, you know, pretty hair, pretty makeup, or pretty sparkly costumes, things like that. And I personally have not dealt with any sort of toxicity in the cosplay community. I do have friends that talk about like, oh, it's a toxic community, or like who do end up having issues. But me personally, I guess I don't surround myself with people too much that I find to be like toxic.
That's good actually to hear, because as I've explained to people too, depending on who you're around, double check to see, is it a you issue or is it the people that you're around issue? And the less that you have people involved with your life, the more you know how to deal with things, on how to be able to do stuff. As even I would say, I eliminated myself from social media for about a year. And honestly, it was the best thing ever. As I've told people, like, just double check everything in life, how it's affecting you, and just categorize, like, is this a me or is this a they?
Yeah, see, I actually got really lucky with my, I guess, cosplay journey, because the first costume that I had ever made, like, myself, is in the pictures that I had sent over to you. And it was me and my friend, and we had made these Yuri on Ice costumes, and we were super excited about them, and we were just like, yeah, Yuri on Ice.
Such a fabulous anime, like, straight up. I'm like, I don't care how gay this is so precious. Oh my lord, yes, keep going.
Yeah, no. So we made Eros and Agape, the costumes that the two Yuris wear. And we made those together. We were like, yeah, let's do this together. And it was like the first costumes really that either of us had made like ourselves. And it was more like I altered like a leotard, and she altered like a whole, like a unitard thing. But they were still costumes that we had done on our own with my grandma's help. We went to her house like every day and worked on them. And she was like giving us advice, like, oh, maybe we should try this or let's try that, checking all of our seams when we sewed stuff.
Grandma knows best.
Yeah, and so, but we made those, and we went to a con. It's our home con in Arizona, like the biggest one that we do there, and honestly, the best one that we have in Arizona, run by really, really fantastic people. It's called Sabo.
Oh.
All of the people there are really, really great. They're super nice and kind. But we actually got stopped by one of the cosplay guests there. And so she's like a professional cosplayer or whatever, and she was like, oh, I really love your costumes, and she just talked our ear off for a while. And she's like, oh, have you guys done any like cosplay photo shoots? And we were like, no, this is like our first time really making our own costumes or doing all that. And she was like, oh, you have to talk to my friend Alex. And she was like, I promise, he's such a great guy, he's a fantastic photographer. And she was like, here, I'll give you, his business card, and you can find him on Facebook or Instagram. I don't remember. It was one of the two. And then I had actually found him later because he had a booth. And I was like, yeah, I think, so-and-so was telling me that I needed to come talk to you. And he was like, oh my gosh, yes, she told me. She's like, I am so excited. She told me. Alex and I still have a really, really fantastic relationship. And actually, the modeling pictures that I sent you, all of the ones that are not cosplay, are all pictures from him.
Honestly, with what I've seen, fantastic quality. Like straight up.
Absolutely, my favorite cosplayer, or my favorite photographer. He has done some of my cosplays as well, and I'll point out which of the photos he's done out of them.
We definitely getting his absolutely. Link in the description. Let's put it that way. Big shout out to him, honestly.
Yes, I will send you the link for his stuff also. But right. He's really great. He's a great guy, and so I just ended up, getting lucky meeting him and meeting his girlfriend, who is a professional cosplayer, and just kind of like their friends and the people that they talk to and they hang out with. And so to me, it just made it a little easier and less of a toxic environment.
Right.
And then my partner, we met at an anime convention, but he did other stuff outside of that. He would do charity work, like as superheroes and superhero charity work. And so I started doing that with him, and then we met, cosplay friends through that, which is also very wholesome. And I mean, there's a little bit of toxicity, but not necessarily because of cosplay, but just some people want to like run the show kind of thing.
I'm the main character of someone else's story besides my own, which they need to back up and double check.
But making a lot of, cosplay friends through the charity group, they're all really good people. They're not bad people. So I think I've been fortunate to not have to deal with, cosplay toxicity or, anything within that range.
And honestly, that sometimes is one of the best blessings in most cases when it comes to the cosplay community. Not even only just the cosplay community. You can be a sports fan, you can be, daycare stuff, it could be almost anything that you can think of, even to the workforce. It's just have the right people around you, and everything is such a better experience. Mm-hmm. And having the experience of growing up too also helps in those cases where it's like, what should I do here? All that other fun stuff. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the fun part of the pictures here, everyone. And then of course I've got OBS open. It's like, we've got a Minetta from My Hero Academia, or Academy, as some people will say. So my question: why did you have fun, and what got you to do it?
I did it specifically just as a meme. I was like, I want to do just like some sort of a cursed cosplay, and Mineta fit the bill. And that was actually taken at Kokori, which is the very last convention that we went to before the world,
Went to
gave
the
up.
dark ages of hell that everybody's like, we don't talk about those. I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah, so this picture was taken at Kokori, and that was, I believe, the very first weekend of March 2020.
Okay.
And then yeah, we got home, and I think later that week is when everything like shut down. So
it was the same.
yeah, just narrowly missed it, and that was the last convention that we went to back in 2020.
Yeah, it was same over here in Illinois as well, with me doing Colonel Sanders at C2E2. Everybody had a blast with that. Everybody thought it was like, hey, are you doing it because of dating someone? I was like, I didn't even know there was one. I was just doing it because I figured it'd be funny.
Yeah, we I just wanted to do Mineta because I thought it would just be really funny. I was like, it would be funny.
And the funniest part about also doing just the Colonel Sanders, there was another dude there on the same day not playing. I'm like, are you kidding? Like in my head, I'm like, I thought I was the only one. But let's go ahead on to the next picture here, going to the left. Oh, gotta go over here, click that. We've got a Batwoman outfit in the making. I see the pins are still there. So this is something I assume that you were making at the time?
Yeah, I was making that in 2020. I was super motivated with it. I had made so many pieces of it. Like I made that whole bodysuit. I made the bat emblem out of EVA foam and puff paint.
Nice.
The cape, everything, honestly, it was looking just amazing. I made foam bracers. I made a belt, and then the pandemic, and I lost all motivation. So like that's as far as it's done. And then when we moved, I threw away the bracers and the belt. I was like, we just don't have the room. I'm gonna have to remake it.
That's sad to hear, but do you still have possession of the cosplay still?
Oh yeah.
Oh, thank God.
The suit itself, I still have the suit itself. I just didn't I just couldn't bring the accessories. It just would have been too much junk, like too much clutter. We only had a limited amount of space, so I was like, I can remake these easy enough.
I hear you on that. Honestly,
I really have just kind of lost the motivation. I'm like, I know I need to finish Batwoman because it was a costume I was very excited for, and then it just the pandemic hit and I got busy, and I was like, I don't have motivation to work on any cosplays right now.
Right. A lot of people went through that, and some other people went through like, no, I'm going to keep doing this, and even say, I just said I'm not doing any commissions because there's no point, no conventions, there's no real market anymore, and real life was like, oof.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, on to the next one. We've got 02, correct?
I'm waiting for it to pop up on the screen.
Oh, the pink hair with the devil horns, yes.
Yes, 02. So I did not make that costume.
Okay.
That's just a suit that I bought online, but that was one that I had done as a Twitch channel thing, where I was like, oh, well, if we make this goal, I'll do a cosplay for stream. So nice.
And honestly, still looks fantastic. Did a good job.
I mean, everybody loves 02, so.
Right? Actually, I didn't even know what it was until almost like a year or two after. I was like, the hell is this? But then when you're not, like, being a part of everything and just, depression, I'm not dealing with this stuff. I was like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm super behind with all the new anime that's out now. I know everyone is, like, into Demon Slayer, but I watched, like, the first episode or 2 episodes, and I was like,
it does get better. It does get more like Oh my god, the action scenes are beautiful. Season 2 just ended, and first season is going to be over 20 episodes. I think it's 24. Then you have the Mugen Train, which if you break that down into season 2, it'll be another, 11 episodes for season 2 added with this. It's up close to another 20, so I'm like, it's good. It's good. I thought I wouldn't like it, but honestly, gave it enough chance. I was like, okay.
Yeah, and then I was watching My Hero, and then I think I got to maybe season 2 or season 3, and I just got bored. I was like, Deku's always crying. He's always upset about something. I'm over it at this point.
Right, and now seeing clips and bits.
And Bakugo's always mad. Like
he tones down a little bit, more respectful towards Deku later on in the seasons. I haven't watched anything past season 3, and it's just eventually it starts focusing on other people. But as I tell everybody, if you really want to know the real material, if it came out on if it came out on print, on demand manga, read that first, because that's the real story of it. Because anime could be all cool and all, but they could be like, let's derail it.
Yeah.
So, and then we're going to be moving on to your X-Men cosplay of Rogue here. So what got you to want to do Rogue specifically? Was it angsty? Was it the rebel? Or just, what was your personal aspect of wanting to do her?
I didn't really have any, honestly. I made that bodysuit just on a whim. It was only because I wanted to see if I could make my own pattern. Okay. So all I did was just sort of trace out and try and make a pattern, because what I had wanted to do is, I can't even remember her name now. The girl in the show The Boys.
Oh, The Voice or The Boys?
The Boys.
The Boys.
On Amazon.
Oh, I don't know then. I don't know it. I only started watching Amazon
I can't remember her name
stuff
right now. But I wanted to make her costume, but I couldn't find any sewing patterns that would kind of fit for the shape and style of it. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna need to figure out how to make my own pattern for that, in that style. And so I was like, well, I have some green and yellow fabric, so maybe I'll just try and make a rogue, while simultaneously drafting a pattern for this other character. I wish I could remember her name. But yeah, so that's why I made Rogue. And so after I made the bodysuit, I was like, okay, I like how this bodysuit came out. Then I just used some EVA foam to make the belt, and I bought the jacket at a thrift store.
Oh, hey, thrift stores sometimes have the best finds, in all honest truth. As cosplayers out there need to hear, go to the thrift stores, trust me. Or go to your grandparents' parents' closet. Just ask first.
Yeah, no, thrift stores are great. I bought a lot of stuff at thrift stores for cosplays, and yeah, funny thing, I made that costume, and I still never made the character from The Boys. I drafted the pattern, but I never made the other costume.
All right, and then we're going to be moving on to Gwenpool here. Hairstyle, yes. I can tell is actual hair?
No, that's a wig.
That's a wig?
Yeah.
Wow. You did a good job.
Gwenpool is easily my favorite cosplay that I have ever made. I am so proud of Gwenpool, and I made it in 2 days.
I got a question. Is it a Nerf gun or actual prop gun you made?
No, that's a Nerf gun.
Ooh.
I have two identical guns and the big one. They were broken Nerf guns from the thrift store, and I spray painted them white, and then I went in with a pink acrylic paint, and then I used the same pink acrylic paint for the shoes, which I also got at a thrift store. They were actually gray and brown or something.
Oh, God, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then the belt the white belt I got at a thrift store, and I just, I made a logo out of EVA foam, and yeah. And then I made the bracers, the wrist guards, and the shin guards out of EVA foam, and then I like to give some of my cosplays more of like a fashion twist,
Yeah.
which is why I added like the garters and like the ruffly stockings and like the fancy, like harness belt just for fashion.
Right, and
And
were they like
I also have
purse
katanas on
belts?
my back, but you just can't see them.
With the belt, is it more of like purse strings or like those? It's women's belt type size thing that guys don't wear that you find like say at Walmart or you had something lying around.
Which belt?
The pink one.
No, so the pink one is actually it's like a belt with Starlight. Okay, someone put in the chat Starlight. That's the girl's name of the costume.
There we go. Thank you, person in Discord. Honestly.
Yes. So it's actually just belt, and it has an O-ring, and it has extra chains that are pink that are attached to it.
Okay. And then you were saying don't go over, the certain pictures. So we're going to go ahead over to, these two right here with the Spider-Man black outfit with the spray can. Oh, I just noticed the light up shoes, honestly.
Supergirl was fine. It was Wonder Woman. I just
okay. So we'll go back to Supergirl and we'll talk about, the Spider-Man outfit here that you've got. So what got you? And I just noticed the light up shoes. I'm just like, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, so that made the bodysuit myself, and then I actually hand painted the spider emblem and all of the webs on there with puff paint.
I gotta get into puff paint because I'm liking the quality of puff paint. It's like,
I know what a lot of people will do is mix the puff paint with, I believe, latex paint. That way it keeps it stretch. I'm super allergic to latex, so what I did is I actually just really stretched the fabric and pinned it to cardboard so that it was already pre-stretched while I painted it. And then that way it doesn't lose, it doesn't start to crack once you put it on and it adheres to your body.
Right. I used to date somebody who no longer is here in my life, whatever. They're not dead. It's just an ex. She actually did use puff paint acrylic style things, but we mixed it with textile medium so it'd stick to the fabric because it was hoodies that we were working with. And I remember her doing that, but I did more of acrylics with textile medium mixture where it made it into a fabric paint. But every so often when you send it through the wash, you're going to have to touch up stuff after so long.
Yeah.
And then
a lot of my costumes are hand wash only.
Yeah, that's the big sad part of these sometimes. So let's go ahead to the Superwoman here that you've got a Supergirl cosplay here. I'm loving the actual pictures here. Is it the same person you were talking about, or is this a different person that was doing the photography?
No, so this is a different photographer that we actually met through our charity group. He is actually just the dad of one of the kids that were in the charity group. He was the only member of our group who was under the age of 18. So his dad always, or his mom always had to come to any charity events that we did. And his dad was like, I really want to get, I want to do more photography and do maybe cosplay photography. So yeah, he worked with us, and I was like, well, I just made this Supergirl costume, so,
There we go. And now we're going to go ahead and get into some of the modeling pictures I see here coming up. So,
you can, those ones you don't have to skip.
Okay, so these ones are good? All right.
Yeah.
So can you tell me a little bit of what this one is?
Yeah. So that is Yuri on Ice. That is the free skate costume.
Okay.
I made this after the Arrows costume. This costume took me 3 months.
Ooh.
It is also it's probably my second favorite to Gwenpool.
Okay.
I would say free skate Yuri, because this took me so long and I had to hand glue thousands thousands.
You bedazzled by
crystals.
hand. Pretty much.
Yeah, so because you can't see the front there, the front of it is actually there's an under dress, like where the black is, that's actually just a dress.
Yeah.
That I had made, and it has kind of a scoop neck, but from here and down is completely covered, and right here alone was 2,000 crystals. That I had to hand glue down, and then obviously that whole design along the back there with the swirls, and not only that, but I had to bedazzle the collar of the jacket that I made, and then also just add crystals randomly all over the jacket, just in general. So thousands and thousands and thousands of crystals went into that, and it took me months. And I did pinch a nerve in my back from the repetitive motion. But I'm fine now. It's fine. And I love that costume. It is absolutely stunning, especially in the light.
I see all the sparkles, a lot of sparkles. And then we're going into both of these right here.
Yes. So this one, the next one, that is the very first costume that I made. Okay. So this is the one that me and Mandy, my friend in the other picture, the blonde, made together at my grandma's house. That we did basically just like on our own, like with my grandma's supervision, really, to be there. And so I definitely, I'm proud of these costumes, but when I look at them compared to, like, say the Free Skate one or Supergirl, I really do see the difference,
yeah,
in my skills. Because this one, I would love to remake this Eros costume with the knowledge that I have now.
Right.
Because I think I could do it so much better, better quality materials. I feel like I definitely can, like, give this one another shot.
Right, and even back then, seeing the skill of making this, it's still very, very good. And with the skills as I'm seeing, with the quality I'm seeing as to the more up-to-date, if you were to go back and do this, I could only just imagine what could be done. And I'm just like, whoa, if you did this, what could you do now with the same thing? Like, okay, this is movie quality, guys. Let's go with that. So now...
And these two pictures were actually Alex.
Okay.
These two cosplay pictures.
With the Cortex Studios, correct?
Yes, Cortex Studios.
Okay. Cortex?
Yes.
Cortex. Okay, making sure. I was like Court and then X and no. Okay, so Courtex. So for people who can't actually see that, because I'm on a 40-inch TV, I can clearly see it.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead.
I'll make sure to DM you
the links and stuff for him.
His Instagram and everything.
Good.
And his website, so that when you do post it to YouTube, I can.
All right, so quickly going to go through some pictures here, and we'll come back to it, but like we're going to be showing off. This is the model pictures, as Alys was actually saying earlier, as to the actual modeling. It doesn't also have to be cosplay, but like fantastic works that you're going to see, like very top quality pictures here. It's just amazing to actually see. And then there's the derp me, but let's go. There was the one, hey, here's a screenshot type thing. But yeah, no, going back to the actual modeling pictures here we've got, starting off with the alleyway.
All Alex pictures.
All Alex, even the last two that we
Cortex.
saw with, dang, they're so freaking good.
Yeah, his photography is amazing. I love working with Alex, and like, it's not just that I love like my pictures with Alex. Like, I see like some of his other models are just absolutely beautiful. Like, and beautiful models.
Hun, don't count yourself short, honestly.
I love that picture. That I feel like I have never looked better in a picture than that picture. That is my all-time favorite picture. I want to actually like put it up on frame it.
Canvas. Frame it.
I just want to frame it and like hang it in my house, but like really big. So when someone walks in, they'll be like, "Why?" And I'll be like, "Because it's so good."
Right, out of all these pictures right here, if I had to say some of the favorites right here, good perspective with the first one here with the model in the alley, shadow, lighting, all natural. Because if this wasn't actually real natural with the sunlight that came out, it was perfect for that day. On the next one, like you were saying, you wanted to actually frame. Good, makeup was done. I don't really see anything wrong with this. And on top of that, does he do any Photoshop? This is all natural, correct? Nothing else but just proper lighting?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does very minimal touch-ups. As far as I mean, he'll if I ask him to, he'll smooth out my wrinkles or whatever, like any photographer I think would if you ask them.
Right.
But yeah, it's mostly just the lighting. He is just phenomenal at lighting and like the way that he edits them together with like contrast and everything. Like it is just so fun. And he's done live streams on Twitch sometimes where he is just editing pictures and you just kind of see, and it's really quick when he edits them, like especially my pictures he doesn't do a whole lot to. He maybe will change like a color scheme on it, like a filter type of thing, but
Yeah.
that's about it. And then he's like, all right, I'm done, like next picture, move on.
Here, you just take it.
Here's your pictures, get out of here.
And another like good couple more here I'm seeing as to like even with the lollipop, I got questions like, what is it that you're dressed up as? Is this just something, or is this like a cosplay that you were doing?
No, so this one is actually really fun. We did another friend that I had met through conventions, and cosplay and stuff.
Yeah.
She was posting an alt fashion like photo walk. It was just like, hey, let's meet up at this area with like different models and different photographers and just kind of break off into groups and take random pictures. So like just wear some alt fashion. And that outfit, honestly, like I love this picture so much, but you also don't see the whole outfit, but it was this huge pink faux fur coat.
I believe
and then gold combat boots.
That's why I was kind of wondering if this was like, the KDVA League of Legends type character. Like, were you cosplaying like a League character?
No, I just was like, I really like these shoes and I really like this coat. So, let's make something out of it. And that's a lot of the modeling pictures were simply just, I really like these shoes. I want to take pictures in these shoes. If you scroll the one with the red hair, like the picture.
I figured I was like, what's with the boots? These are freaking cool, man.
They're Hello Kitty boots.
I noticed that right here, everybody, as you I can't really zoom in, but here's the Hello Kitty, and that just gives it away. You go up here, here's Hello Kitty, and it's like
I saw those boots, and I was like, I am in love. I love that it looks like neon signs. I love that it's Hello Kitty. I need these boots. I want to take pictures in them. And then I went to a thrift store, and that leather jacket that I'm wearing, I found at a thrift store, and it just has like red embroidered hearts all over it.
I'm noticing that now when you said that, as you can see here, folks that are watching the stream and or of YouTube, just following the arrow right here, you can actually see little hearts all up around everything right here with the type of boots, the fish legs, the shirt, the hair, makeup, everything just goes together. Even like, did you do your nails here just a little bit like clear coat or something to kind of get them pop out, or did he like kind of highlight those? And I do makeup.
Probably just highlighted them. I don't do my nails too often. I forget a lot of the times. Like today, I actually had time to do my nails for this Raven cosplay.
Right. I was like, ooh, she went all out. This is good. I like it. So yeah.
But yeah. I sometimes with the fashion shoots, it's always like I have a piece, like a single piece, and I'm like, I have to do something with this. Like I have to because that's what I love about cosplay so much is creativity, and like you can do so much with it. It's just so much fun. And I've always been, I think I've had an artist heart. I guess.
And Alys, people are going to ask, where did you get the boots?
Um, so the shop that I got those boots from, I actually don't shop at anymore,
Oh.
because they have become problematic.
Oh.
So I don't really like divulge that information just because like I don't want to support them anymore.
That's fine. It's
But
okay,
as
but
much as I love the boots and I was so excited for them, it was like as soon as I got them, like maybe like a month later, they started being problematic, and I was like, man, because they made the best shoes.
oh,
So
big sad,
yeah,
big sad. And then with the next picture here, that's a go-go suit right there. That's like, hey guys, I'm exercising type thing. Or do you want to actually go more in detail of like, is this like a 70s 80 type of photo shoot that we're aiming for? We got the little sack here, guys. I'm going retro with the type of
I actually
feeling.
made that fanny pack.
You made a fanny pack?
Oh yeah, I sell them on my Etsy shop. I made fanny packs.
Dude, that's not something I hear anybody do. That's actually cool.
Yeah. Well, so before the world went to shit, I owned a massage business in Arizona. I'm actually even still licensed in the state of Arizona. I've been a massage therapist for 12 years. But I had to shut my business down. It just got to the point where I was never able to reopen.
Oh,
And so with my sewing skills, I pretty much had to just start making face masks just to get through 2020. Like I had rent, I had to buy groceries, like so.
right?
That's all I did. And then with that, people started not buying masks anymore. So I was like, I have to start just utilizing my sewing skills to make things to sell. And so yeah, I now make fanny packs. They're on my Etsy shop. I've actually been working on making dog collars too because I have 5 dogs. So
You can make those for dogs and or people because people will wear
yeah,
them.
I could make them for people. I definitely could.
Get some
I
Hello
focus
Kitty
more on
ones
just the
made, and
dogs.
some people might be like, okay, get a Raven one made. Get some like heart metal looking choker things.
Yeah. Yeah,
Just
I don't have any colors up on my Etsy shop yet. I've still been working on them, and I haven't taken nice pictures of them yet, so I just don't have them up. But yeah, I made that fanny pack, and that outfit was really right before we left Arizona. We were trying to just get in a bunch of shoots with Alex.
okay.
And this day in particular, I had worn like 3 separate outfits. I just didn't send you pictures of the other outfits from this particular shoot. But this was my last outfit, and this was just like my cozy outfit.
I can
But then I was
tell.
like, I don't feel like we got enough outfits, enough pictures of the shoes. And I was like, we were walking around, trying to find good spots to take pictures. And I was like, oh, what about like right over here? Because there's, those lights and the way it is in the back there. And
Right.
he's like, yeah, sure. So I just went and I just stood kind of off in the middle of the area, and he went. And what I love about working with Alex is he's the type of photographer that will like roll around on the ground. Like he'll do anything to get the
I
shot.
gotta get like a Deadpool
Yeah,
position here. Hold on. I got
yeah.
and ah.
He does not care. He is on the ground. He's getting the shot.
Right, honestly, and it could be 1,000 shots till you get the right photo.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I just really liked those shoes, and I liked the background, and I was like, hey, snap a quick pic.
Right, and
So
then
there was more of like even a test shot.
right, and it came out still good. Now with the next picture, I'm gonna suggest a certain cosplay. If you have not done it just quite yet, besides Megara from Hercules, have you ever thought about doing Aerith from Final Fantasy VII?
I have never played any of the Final Fantasy games, but I think I've seen my partner playing that one.
Mm.
Is
The
is
original
she the
or the
one?
remake?
I think the remake.
They're both their own story. As to the remake, they're kind of divulging off of the actual original storyline. Something doesn't make sense. You'll find out. I don't want to give too much spoilers. Even though the game's been out, it's such a good game. Do not spoil it. But at the same time, there'll be things where it'll go back to, like, even their movies, the Dirge of Cerberus, PS2, Final Fantasy VII game, the original Final Fantasy VII game, the movies, everything to it kind of references, not Easter eggs. Like, they show stuff like something ain't right, something's screwing with, like, my memory, and I'm seeing, like, these other, like, alternate versions of, like, what could have happened, and it's like, no, we're taking this in our own stuff. I would hardcore, like, talk to your partner about Final Fantasy VII Aerith, like, with this picture as an example, like, you could pull it off. In my eyes, it'd be a good actual cosplay for you to, in future. You don't need to. Just highly, highly suggested. Let's put it that way. But with this, hair color, makeup, photography, even the pink clothes that go with it, was it the same one that you were just wearing in the last one, or is this a complete different thing that you went with?
That was a completely different day. That was actually the same outfit as one that's in the middle of the street, like the alley.
The alleyway?
Picture.
Okay, so we'll go back to that real quick so people can see. So it's this all with the same hair at the time, I assume, when this kind of went on with the two pictures taken? Okay, so honestly, that's really dope.
This was the same day, and this was early in the morning. This was probably about 10 a.m. In Arizona in May/June, so it was 111 degrees outside.
How did you not melt?
Well, you know, born in the desert, you get used to it.
Yeah, I can believe it.
Yeah, so that was just, it was another one of those, us really trying to shoot as many things as we possibly could.
Honestly, even I can tell where it was touched up on certain places, but not really. It's like it's heightening all the actual, like, facial lines, like what is done here, and it's like, okay, that's pretty damn dope.
Yeah, it was a fun day. It was just really hot.
And then we're going to be getting to the last picture here that you sent. So, this was the same one as taken with, let's go back to, no, I passed it. With this one, but it's just without all the special lighting and effects. This is more of the natural, like, as we see, you can see more of the actual details on the cosplay. You see, it's actual, like, it's jorts. Or tomboy shorts, you know, it's all that fun stuff. So yeah, pretty much, guys, you can see right here, you can see a little bit more details on the stuff that she has wearing. She doesn't have the jacket on. Pretty much same thing. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the social media parts of the live stream. I know some people are like, hey, this is a little bit longer. I'm like, you know what? If the actual stream needs it, I will go ahead and do so. It's kind of hard to keep good maintenance on maintain good time perspective of your shit. And I'm like, you know what? Fight me.
I do that all the time in my streams. I'll be playing a game, and I will only mean to stream for maybe like 2 hours. And suddenly I'm like 8 hours later, and I'm like, we can finish this game. Without giving up.
I know the feeling. So now I'm like, even with all the streams before this, like, bless your heart for coming on here, Alys, as well. But everybody, I'm just like, you know, if it goes into a certain time, but if this goes into like a 2-3 hour, we're going to have to like do some editing here. Like, but at the same time, like, no, here, we're going to do this, guys. And especially when there's more of like charity fundraising, modeling, photography, there's going to be some more in depth. I don't treat anybody above another person, whatever, how long something takes, I'll just go with it. But let's not make it like a 30-page essay, please. Maybe. That'll be a sequel. There we go. So, with your social medias, your businesses, anybody have shout-outs, charity stuff, everything that you could actually think of that you want to actually talk to the live stream about, what do you have?
I don't post on Instagram very often. I post on my stories more so than like my Instagram feed.
I hear this
but
so much.
I do use Instagram, you know, and it's just Alys_Belyn. And then I'm on TikTok. Again, I don't post to it too often. kind of pre-pandemic, and then I stopped.
Hey, I don't blame you, honestly. I do not blame you. I have over 20,000.
I watch a lot of TikTok. I don't post a lot of TikTok.
It's the fact that, as I tell people, I may have 20 to 30, maybe more thousand types of followers, but at the same time, it's like, guys, that's cool. Here's entertainment for you. I'm done. Have a good one. But yeah, and then
I do have my Etsy shop, which primarily is what I use for my money, I guess. That's how I pay my bills. And then let's see. I'm like, what other social media do I have?
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch,
I do. Oh, Twitch. Duh. Twitch. I stream on Twitch. I stream on Twitch. My streams are primarily survival horror video games. I play a lot of like Resident Evil and Silent Hill type of games. I very, very rarely, or like on a special occasion, I might play The Sims.
I love it.
Play, some sort of just different genre, but it is usually just like survival horror. That's kind of what the niche that I have built myself on Twitch.
Right.
And that's just Alys Belyn, just my cosplay name.
All right. And
then... my Etsy shop, and I have a Facebook page. I don't use it, so it's there. It exists, but
gotta grow the fan base, man. Yeah, gotta be on top of it.
I know. I'm so bad about the whole, I guess, having a social media presence. Like, I post on my private Facebook page.
Yeah.
Or just, like, Instagram stories. And, like, that's about it. Because I don't do Twitter. I have a Twitter just because it was, like, required for stuff. But I do not understand it.
I don't need it. I don't need it. For years, I've tried so many times to get into Twitter and try to tweet. It's so much work. That is one of the most, I need to put work into stuff more than TikTok.
Yeah, I can't do it. I can't do Twitter. I don't understand it. I don't understand how people could be on Twitter all the time. And I'm like, I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me.
It's drama. It's drama like a small town, but in the palms of your hands.
Yeah, I don't do Twitter. I can't figure it out. I'm old.
Hey, it's all good. But all right, guys, we'll be able to get the actual links for everything listed here in the description of the Twitch, and later on have it on YouTube as well for everybody to see. And minor edits will be like, let's cut out the 20 starting soon at the beginning. I was like, oh God, that's been going for a while. Sorry, guys. But yeah, no, if you guys want to follow her up, all links will be in the description below. We're just going to make sure to get that stuff in here real quick. Follow me up on YouTube as well with either Solora, same as here on Twitch. Other than that, I'm going to be signing out here. And Alys?
Oh, thank you for hanging out and, watching this interview. And thanks for interviewing me. And, I'll catch some of your next streams, some other interviews that you do, and maybe I'll type in the chat some fun questions, keep you on your toes.
Right, I'm just like, I have the little chat right here. I'm just Eventually, it's going to be like, I have another monitor here. I'm like, oh, yes, I got to. But all right, guys, we're signing out. I am glad that everybody came. Stay tuned here, and tomorrow we've got more interviews coming tomorrow, the next day, following day. Just got so many people to go through that we're like, oh, sweet sheesh. On that, guys, we'll see you later. Thank you for coming by, and have a goodie.